Hey everybody, glad to have you back here with us on V&J Reviews. As always, this is Vinny.
And this is Joe.
This is the post-Brawly Trailer 2 episode here. We're going to go through a lot. In fact, we're going to talk about the trailer itself, Dragon Ball minus Vegeta, his age, Goku, his age, manga versus anime, what's true, what's not, Raditz, Frieza, Brawly, Paragus. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot flowing around. So if you want to get grounded on some of this stuff, stick with us. We have it for you right after this. Alrighty, so first thing on the docket here today is the trailer itself. Obviously, most of you, if you're tuning in right now, you've seen the trailer. If you have not, please go ahead and search for the trailer. It's the second trailer for the movie, and we're going to talk about what our thoughts are on the trailer, its looks, the storyline a little bit, and all that good stuff.
So first off, I think we can all agree the trailer looks beautiful. I mean, the animation, the way everybody looks, how detailed everything is going to be. I just think this is going to be probably one of the best looking movies we're going to actually have for Dragon Ball. I really am excited for it. I really actually like that they're going to be going into a lot of story here in the past with King Vegeta, with obviously Goku, Brawly, Vegeta. And I really hope that they stick with that and they really flesh it out a lot more than what they have done in previous movies, like Brawly's first movie, where obviously we didn't really get much backstory on Brawly and everything and how stupid it was that Brawly hated Goku for crying. And I really feel like they're going with a different direction. This trailer really shows it and really hypes it up, I think, a lot. And I did enjoy it quite a bit.
Agreed. And when it comes to the look of the trailer, we really went through it. We went frame by frame through each of the different images and wanted to take a look at everything. What were the Saiyans wearing? What were they not wearing? Where were they located? What were they doing? And we just basically took about 30 minutes to go through it. There's some odd little strange things to be said about it that we picked up on. We're not going to bother you with it. But little things here and there, like, wow, why does that guy wearing that and this person, just different things, you know, but it's really nonsensical. However, the overall is very good. It just is. And obviously the story, it is what it is. It's a story about three main characters. It's Goku, Vegeta, and Brawly. And the way that their lives are going to coincide together. It's going to be the backstory of the Saiyan race with that of Vegeta, and then eventually the collide of these three characters. And I think I want to piggyback off of what Joe said, which is we really want to flesh out the backstory of the Saiyans. I think that's really important. They cannot rush through this. They really need to have it done. Now, of course, everyone's talking about Dragon Ball minus with all this. And nobody was really picking up on this before. I don't think I really heard much before about people picking up on minus. Maybe a few people here and there.
Yeah, one or two things, because of in the first trailer they showed Goku's arm and Bardock's arm. People predicted it might have been that because of minus, but nobody was very sure. It was just maybe a prediction. It was some thoughts here and there, but nothing was confirmed.
And now it's everywhere. Everybody's talking Dragon Ball minus. I'm sure that that storyline has been loaded up more times now in the last days than ever before. And listen, there's no doubt about it. Toriyama wrote minus. He was the one that put it together, and he is going that direction. I mean, nearly there, I don't even know how many frames, but there is frame after frame that is exactly minus on this. So again, if you haven't read minus, go ahead and do that as well. It's a really short story. It's not going to take you long. And then go back through the trailer and look at it. You will see directly that the two of them match up. And you know what? It's Toriyama's thing, and he's going to go with his what he created. And this is the problem that arises where you have minus, which is Toriyama's, versus the anime, which is not entirely Toriyama's. I mean, to a degree, he has some control, but it's not actually his all of what his work where minus is, and that's what he's going to use here.
And we know a lot of people are sort of upset a little bit because, I mean, we all grew up with Dragon Ball. We watched it over and over again, and we know, like, in the first few episodes where we find out about Goku's origin. He was a baby, and Grandpa Gohan dropped him and basically hit his head. And we know the images of him being like a little tiny baby at that time. But if you go back and you look at the manga comparatively to it, that image doesn't come up. So a lot of people are like, this doesn't match with what we know because of the anime. But there is certain things being retconned here that we might thought was canon, but might not really be canon according to Toriyama.
And that's the key. See, if you could imagine Toriyama watching the early Dragon Ball anime, he would look at it and go, well, that's not exactly what I had in mind here, but it's okay, we continue with the storyline. What we're getting now is exactly what's in the creative mind of Toriyama. Now, if you don't like that, that's one thing, that's fine, but it still fits. Just because it doesn't fit with the anime, which is not 100% the creative mind of Toriyama, doesn't mean it doesn't fit with what his creative artistry is. What we're getting now is that. And so where you fall on that is up to you, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, but it fits. And that's important to note here. It does still fit, not so much with the anime early on itself, with a few things, but it doesn't really matter. And that's sort of the key here.
So let's break it down on exactly how it fits or how it can be understood. So Goku, in this case, is probably going to be about 3 years old, according to, once again, Minus we get that from. So he isn't exactly a baby. He's more a toddler. He can understand things. So that's obviously one big difference between the anime, but it still can work that way. We just had this thought in our head that he was a baby. He still gets dropped on his head. He still forgets everything. Another big thing is people are talking about the age of Vegeta. Vegeta is supposed to be quite a bit older than Goku, and that still can actually be happening. I know in the trailer it says they're close in the same age, but once again, if we go by Minus, Vegeta is off planets, doing his own thing. So I give it to Vegeta that he is a little bit older. When it comes to the trailer, you don't have to always think that these are happening all in exact event orders. Some things could be a little bit previous, some things can be a little bit after. So that really isn't being affected too much either. I know a lot of people are thinking Vegeta's going to be the same exact age as Goku. It doesn't actually have to be that way. It can be a little bit different, and Minus also shows that. Absolutely.
And when you watch the movie, you're going to see Vegeta out of the chamber first, and Broly likely as well. And Goku's going to still be in the chamber as a baby, and Vegeta's going to go off on another planet. And he's going to destroy the inhabitants of that planet. If you look at Minus, they look like little dragon characters. And also, there is a frame shot where you can see the arm of one of the characters on the trailer. And we'll put it up for you right now. And then you could see the frame shot of Minus, and you could see that same sort of arm look hanging out. That's where Vegeta is, while Goku is still in his chamber. So, yes, is Vegeta going to be older? He's going to be a little older. But maybe not as old as some people would like the difference to be. They're still going to be generally born around the same time, but it's not going to be like they're exactly at the same moment. Goku's going to be still a little younger here.
So now that also brings up Raditz. In Minus, if you read it, Raditz is with Vegeta, which is one of the only things I didn't really like about Minus more than anything was, why was Vegeta and Raditz hanging out? I mean, Raditz is a low-rank Saiyan compared to the Prince of all Saiyans, so that was the one thing that I just didn't understand. But if you also remember in the manga, Raditz comes to Earth and says that Goku was sent to destroy Earth. Obviously, in this trailer, in Minus, he was not sent for that reason. He was sent to Earth to be protected from what's going to be happening to Planet Vegeta because Bardock suspected something from Frieza. So it's, why is Raditz saying this? Why does Raditz think this?
Right, and again, this becomes a big issue for a lot of people. Wait a second, look at this. This is a completely different reason for Goku to go to the planet. This is now, from the creative mind of Toriyama, this is what you just need to understand. The reason that Goku goes to that planet is very much more like a Superman story here. He's going because they know that the planet is in danger. He's being sent off to stay safe from that destruction. That's the creative mind of Toriyama. That was in Minus, and that's the way it is. Now, how do you deal with the fact that Raditz thinks that he's going there to destroy the planet? The only way that I can sort of remedy that situation in my own mind is that Raditz doesn't understand why Bardock sent off Goku. That it was sort of done in the middle of the night sort of deal. Like, he was sent off. It was very secretive. Nobody really knows why Goku was sent off. It was just this secret mission to get him the heck out of that planet. And Raditz is just assuming that Goku is going there to destroy the planet, which makes a lot of sense. Just because Raditz says Goku was sent there to destroy the planet doesn't make that the reason why. It just makes that the reason why Raditz thinks he was sent there. But that's okay because Goku was secretly sent off, and it would fit with the storyline of the Saiyan race and why a baby Saiyan would normally be sent off to a planet like Earth with the low-level warriors obviously Earth would have.
Yeah, and we do know that Raditz was told by Bardock, once again in Minus, he says that he was going to communicate what was going on with Raditz. But if you really think about it, Raditz is pretty young at the time. I don't imagine Bardock saying, well, we're sending him off planet because we think Planet Vegeta is going to be destroyed. I mean, I don't see that conversation happening. So once again, Raditz not getting all the information here. He can assume that because it's more natural for the Saiyans to do it this way. It's just a natural idea of it.
Now, this brings us on to some bigger things here. And this is Frieza, the destruction of Planet Vegeta, and Broly. And this is really important because a lot of the storyline falls here. How is this all going together? First off, there's no issue with Frieza, his look. I mean, some people obviously are like, wow, you know, he's a little bit got more of a pink reddish look to him. There's really no issue with that.
They're saying naked Frieza because he has no armor on. I mean, that's a big thing going around.
Yeah, and the armor is a little different. I believe, if I remember correctly from Minus, he does actually have armor on. So Toriyama gave him,
yes.
Yeah, he gave him the armor in Minus, but he doesn't here. So if you wanted to pick up on something that was actually really off, that would technically be something where Toriyama had it one way in Minus, but here it's not.
Correct.
But it's not a big deal, so it doesn't really matter. But that is one of the things that was a little off. Now, what's going on here? You have to understand, when Frieza comes to this planet, we are seeing the very images when Frieza is basically, and obviously King Cold is coming to the planet, and they are taking over the Saiyan race. They're enslaving them for their will.
Or I think maybe King Cold already has him enslaved. I just think that he is passing maybe the torch on to Frieza, saying, this is going to be who is going to be ruling you now. This is my son Frieza.
Okay, and then it's possible either way, but regardless, this is the first time that Frieza is going to be in control of them. Whether they've been in charge of them before or not, this could be the first time. I kind of tend to think that it kind of is-ish the first time, but it may not be, but it doesn't matter. Frieza's going to be in control of them, but not too short after that. Once Frieza takes them over and becomes basically the ones who he rules over them, tells them what to do, he is going to decide that it's time to destroy Planet Vegeta in a very short amount of time, and this is where we believe, as far as the storyline is concerned, on the direction of why is Frieza going to do this and how does that impact Broly and how is Broly involved in that. It's very important because we think we understand exactly what's going on here.
So we believe that the reason Frieza is going to want to destroy the planet is actually because of Broly. Broly is going to actually have this super high power level that, in the same sense as a Broly movie, where it's like, how can a baby have this high of a power level? They're going to use their scouters. They're going to notice, like, if a baby of a Saiyan can be this strong, just think about what they have the potential of being in the future. So basically, I'm going to say King Vegeta is going to figure this out and say, oh my gosh, Frieza doesn't like that Broly is this strong. We're going to have to exile him and get him the heck out of here. And we see that in the trailer that they're exiling Broly. Paragus, not liking this, does not want this to be done because he feels probably Broly is going to be a big thing for the Saiyans because of how powerful he is. I mean, they're all coming together here, and it all makes sense on why Frieza would be scared, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be learning more about Saiyans as time goes by as well.
And I'm sure that when Frieza understands how powerful Broly is and how ridiculous his level, he's going to get more information about Saiyans at this time. He's probably going to learn that, wait, these Saiyans, they can gain power over time. They can be very powerful. And he is going to make a decision. I am not going to have these people sticking around. So the mistake that King Vegeta makes is that he sends Broly away thinking this is going to end the threat from Frieza, but in fact, Frieza is already going to have made up his mind. I'm going to destroy this entire race of people because it doesn't matter if it's the threat of one baby or the threat of any baby thereafter or any other person who exists. I need to get rid of them, and that's where we're going to get the call for all of the Saiyans to come back to planet Vegeta and all be together on the same planet so that when Frieza decides to extinguish them, he could extinguish all of them at the same moment.
And I'm also just thinking about like Frieza gathering information about the Saiyans, learning about the Super Saiyan, maybe Super Saiyan God, and all the legends with that, and just obviously being afraid of it, knowing like how powerful they can actually be. Also probably learning about their Zenkai boosts, like every single time they go into battle, they get stronger. I mean, this is a scary thing to think about. Like, you just met this race and you're like, wow, they have high potential. I should probably take them out just in case.
This is, and I want to stop here, this is going to be an important part of the movie. I hope that they do not just go right through this real quick and he gets like some offhand report about the Saiyans and how strong they are. This is the time where they can really dive deep into the Saiyan race, the Saiyan mythology, the Saiyan background, the power boosts, where their power comes from. This is a very important time in the movie of ultimately when Frieza makes his decision to destroy the planet. King Vegeta sends off Broly into exile. Paragus is looking at this and saying, there is no way I'm going to allow this to stand. We got Prince Vegeta off on another planet. Goku by Bardock being, hey, we're going to get Goku off this planet now as well. And all of a sudden, it all starts to come together and really work out very well. They got to spend the time getting this information out to us in the right way. There's a right way to do it. They got to do it. And this is going to be important whether they can or not.
Yeah, and actually they can actually throw Beerus in here at that time too, because in the anime they did say that Beerus did give the okay to Frieza to destroy the planet. So I wonder if they're going to throw that in there for just a little bit, just to say,
just for good measure.
Yeah,
hey,
just,
there it was.
Just to show it like all lining up. That would be pretty good.
And if they don't, it's not a problem because we could just assume it happened offhand on the side somewhere.
But then this also brings me now to Paragus, because I think Paragus is going to be the big reason Broly is going to fight Vegeta, because he's going to want to get revenge for exiling Broly and pretty much himself. Basically, if you see in the trailer, Paragus chases after Broly. I don't think he's actually going to catch up with him before Broly's sent off a planet. And Broly's going to be living on his own for a while, and he's going to become a wild man. He's going to be living off the land, killing whatever, eating them. I mean, you obviously see that in the trailer. Later on, probably Paragus finds him because he's searching for him. And then later on, Frieza finds both of them and then brings them together and gives Paragus his wish of taking on Vegeta to get revenge on King Vegeta type of idea. I think that's where it's going to be going in the future.
And now as Paragus, we see Paragus fly out of the window there in that sort of trial proceeding when he's before King Vegeta. And he's going to go off. He's going to leave. Now, it's going to be interesting to note, is Paragus going to even know what happened to the planet? So I'm kind of, in my mind, I'm wondering, when does Paragus find out that planet Vegeta was blown up, and what impact did that have on him? Because in some way I could understand why Paragus would have this revenge motive on Vegeta, the son of King Vegeta, but I would almost in a way be like, wow, the planet exploded, everyone's dead, but my son was sent off the planet and this saved him. To me, that would like end my motivation to destroy somebody, but it doesn't. Somehow it's not going to end Paragus's motivation, and I'm interested if they're going to dive into that at all, if they even care about that at all, but we'll see how that all comes about.
But Vin, I have one very big question for you. I mean, I haven't been able to solve this yet. What about Nappa? Where is he? What's happening with him?
Yeah, Nappa's coming up a lot. Also, we have Raditz coming up. Now, Raditz is really easy to distinguish because we already understand from Minus where he is, and I think Toriyama's going to stick right along with that. He's going to be with Vegeta.
Everything points to
that being the case. Nappa's a little bit more difficult. We don't know. He's there. He's somewhere. He's on a planet somewhere. He's exiled somewhere. He's, we don't need to know every piece of the puzzle at this point. There
are questions.
There are questions out there. And how it's all going to line up. But the big thing right now is guys, everything is good. It's good right now. And I know when it came out, there's always the negative response, like, what's wrong? Why is this way? And why is it like that?
Why can't Toriyama remember anything he wrote?
Everything's going to be retconned. It's just not the case. I mean, you got to understand the creative mind of Toriyama is one thing versus the anime is another thing. And it still all fits together. There are little things here and there that might be slightly off, but it's nothing major at this point. It looks beautiful. The storyline is wonderful. The collision of the characters, the backstory is excellent. It's all online to still be an unbelievably well done, well executed movie, and I'm still excited for it. Everything I'm seeing is right on. I'm good. I'm down with what's happening right now, and very excited to see this thing.
I mean, so far it's definitely giving me the idea they're going to give us a lot of information. So far, nothing here shows me that this is going to be mostly a fighting movie where they're not going to give that information, and that's what I'm mostly excited about, just to get like true background information of the Saiyans. Maybe legendary Super Saiyan stuff. It would be awesome.
And we're going to learn a lot about Broly, obviously. I mean, there's, as at least canon-wise, who is Broly? Where does his power come from? What is he all about? I mean, obviously, he's going to be going toe-to-toe with Goku and Vegeta, God level, post-tournament of power, Vegeta and Goku. Let that sink in for a second. Broly's going to be going toe-to-toe with these guys. That is insane. That's insanity. There's a lot to explain there, all right? And the fight is going to be awesome there, how everything goes down, what it looks like, how it's going to end. I mean, keep in mind, there's going to be likely another TV series coming out here, right? Another addition to the manga and another addition to the anime itself. Does Broly play a role in that? Is there an addition that we're going to find here that's going to jump off from this movie? Maybe, maybe not. Toriyama sometimes likes to just make the movies their own thing. He's a pretty just straightforward guy. He's not a deep guy. That's one of the things that makes this whole thing really good is that Toriyama is not a deep guy. He isn't.
Definitely not.
Think about it. He called everything this trailer is about is based off of Dragon Ball Minus, right? He called it Dragon Ball Minus, meaning backwards, right? He's not subtracting, going back in time. He's like, he probably looked up on thesaurus.com another word for going back, and he found, he's like minus, Dragon Ball Minus. He's not a deep thinker, but that actually makes it good because everyone else who views his stuff wants to think deep about it.
Definitely do.
We want to find the insight. What's really going on here? And it's just not how he is. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this is all brought to a conclusion as well. And will that impact a future manga or anime series? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? So, but it's exciting. I'm excited for it. I think it's all good. Now, what we want to do is, if there's something that we missed, something that you were still wondering about and concerned with, or you had a question about, we want you to post that in the comment section. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep an eye on the comment section. And if something comes up that's like this really big thing, or somebody has a great thought or idea, we want to probably come out with another video and try to address those things, because it's obviously we're doing this video here, but we could be missing a lot of little things here and there that you guys are still wondering about, and we want to try to give you the best on that information that we possibly can. So leave that below in the comment area.
Yeah, if it's just a simple question, I mean, we don't mind answering it just there in the comments as well, if it's just something small.
So go ahead and do that for us, guys. And as always, we hope you enjoyed this one. We hope you got a lot of good information, and everything is starting to make a little more sense, and you're still super excited for this to premiere out here in January. So, and obviously a little earlier than that if you want to get those whatever versions that are going to be floating around everywhere for us to see before it comes out with the English dub. So we hope you guys enjoyed this one and got a lot of good information from it, and it really made everything a lot more clear for you, but we're real excited to see this thing go down. So as always, we are glad to have you guys here with us, and this is Vinny.
And this is Joe.
Until next time.